Welcome, Mojo 2 TV. I'm Coach Danzy, alongside with my partner, Coach Fuller. Coach, we're back again.
We're back again.
Let's get right into it, Coach. A lot of stuff to unpack this week. So, what do you want to start with?
Well, we're going to start off with the Draymond Green and Kevin Durant incident.
Ooh-wee. Coach, that's been a hot topic all week,
It's
Coach.
been a hot topic all week, Coach. What you have there, you had a situation where...
Let's roll the rock,
Roll the rock, baby. You had a situation where apparently Kevin Durant and Draymond Green got into it because the last seconds of the game, Draymond Green caught a rebound. And then, Kevin Durant was last seconds of the game, last shot type of opportunity, and Draymond Green elected to dribble the ball up the court and therefore ceremoniously lost it on his way up there, which Kevin Durant in the huddle was basically saying, yo, give it to me, yo, I was there. And I don't know, Draymond Green, for some reason, got in his feelings and started, talking all this kind of stuff to him and calling him a B type of dude and talking about his contract and different things of that nature.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what kind of transpired. So I just want to start with getting your thoughts on the situation.
That's grown men going at it. I don't know, Coach. I don't know if that has a place for basketball per se. You know what I mean? Like bring a person's contract and all that good stuff up. They're in a huddle, heated battle. Was it over?
Right.
Did it go to overtime or was the game lost?
And went in overtime.
Went overtime. So I don't think that's championship caliber emotions being shared, being shared on the bench at that time, Coach.
Right.
That's kind of bizarre. So I think Draymond Green, from my perspective, was dead wrong in that situation. He was dead wrong with his comments after Durant said that. He was dead wrong for actually not giving the ball to the guy who's a known closer.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think he should have ate that little comment that Durant had said. You know what I mean? Give him the rock and then move on. He made something that was really small into this big soap opera.
Absolutely. For me personally, and as I thought about this, what really came to mind was Draymond Green obviously had some pent-up things going on prior to this. It had to be some other aforementioned things going on with some other things going on with their situation, their relationship, locker room, practice, whatever, that preceded this. Because like you just alluded to, he's one of the best players in the world. Right. The ball goes to him in that situation.
Off rip. You're thinking nowhere else.
It's not even close.
Right.
Like I can't even imagine a situation where Michael Jordan is calling for the basketball with 5 seconds left, and he's right there, and you overlook him, and then you go and turn the ball over in that situation, and then you have something to say in the huddle? Are you kidding me right now? This is Kevin Durant. So for me, I was just looking at it like, and Draymond's my guy. That's my guy. That's the type of guy I love, do all the dirty work, he's the glue to the team and all those things. It's my guy. However, in that situation, from my standpoint, he was totally off base in his assessment and what he did in that situation.
It's not even close, Coach. I don't have nothing else really to add to that, but it's just unfortunate to see, and I heard that they spoke, and it didn't seem like it resolved much because it seemed like it was real quick when they did speak. Like we spoke and we just moved on. So I think that something like that might harbor. But the thing about it, you got Steph, you got Clay, you got Draymond, and you got KD. So this little scuffle is not really going to hurt much.
Well, that was my next question before you go in there. I'm going to roll a rock to you on my question.
Right.
My question was, you got people out there saying that there's a possibility that this can impact their season. It can impact what's going on. It could impact the free agency of Kevin Durant, because he is a free agent coming up. And, do we move Draymond Green now to try to satisfy KD? My thoughts are, real quickly before I throw it to you, is if this right here is going to cause Kevin Durant to get in his feelings where you might have to feel like you need to move Draymond Green, then I have to do question when everybody says Kevin Durant is ultra sensitive. But what do you think of the impact that can possibly be on a team that's vying for another championship, where right now it doesn't even seem like they're having a close second competitor right now?
Right. I think that, Golden State Warriors might neglect to really think about ingratiate themselves more with, it's gonna sound crazy, with Draymond Green more, because Kevin is known to, not known, I can't say known, but he will leave on you. You know what I mean? So you don't want both guys leaving, so you might as well ingratiate yourself a little bit more with Draymond, and hopefully it simmers down and prepare for the exit of Kevin Durant. he's like a guy, once his mind is made up, he's out of here. You know what I mean? So
I don't know about that. I'm a little taken back about your little comment right there. I really am because
I love KD.
I'm not saying
I'm
that.
just saying.
Of course you love KD. You got the same initials. Wow.
Yes, but I'm saying though, I mean,
what I'm saying is that this is not a guy who's been well traveled. You're not like LeBron James, Cleveland to Miami, back to Cleveland, back to Lakers. This guy's been OKC and he went to Warriors. So for you to make the notion that this guy will bounce on you, I think that's a little bit premature.
yeah, I caught myself when I said that. I
Okay,
did say that.
all right.
I'm just saying, but he will. I think he's an emotional guy, not emotional like sensitive. I'm talking about emotional as far as how he sees things, how he accepts things. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I'm not feeling good here. I'm not feeling right here. I'm out. Ain't no talking. You know what I mean? I think he might be past that point.
All I'm saying is to you.
He can still win a chip though, but I mean, I'm past the point. I'm going to move on.
One of the things that Draymond Green said it was that we won before you, we can win after you. All right, I get that. However, to make that comment dealing with arguably the second best player, or some will say even the best player in the world, I think that's you pushing it. Now, to Draymond Green's credit, he was one of the ones that highly recruited Kevin Durant to come there.
That's what they say now. I don't know if that's true. That's what people were saying. Now
Well,
they
said it was text messages that was actually confirmed that he was like, after the loss, that's why we need you here to get over this
I'll
hump.
tell you one thing, Coach, just to close this segment out. I know a lot of the other GMs and owners are really liking this beef right now. Anything to get KD on their team, this works pretty well.
Making those zeros out, huh? Come on. Look. Come on over here, KD.
You know what I mean? So that's what it is. But, yeah, we both agree that Draymond was out of line. The ball goes to that, the person that is a closer. That's a known closer. You know what I mean? So,
and you messed up.
Right.
You turned the ball over. What are you talking? Why you get to the huddle and you got something to say? Are you kidding me right now?
You're supposed to have your head down like, I got
My bag.
Right, that's right. My bad. That's it. That's all you
That's
gotta
it. And we never got to this anyway.
right.
Well, moving forward. Now, listen, this is guy's part of his segment. In the control room, this is what he really wanted to talk about. I think he's out of his mind right now. However, we'll see he can make the case. 3 teams that can beat Duke. Now, I think that's crazy right now. I think he's like way out of his mind right now. But that's typical of him. Nothing new.
You know how I do, Coach. I'm like Nostradamus out here. I predict things like this on a regular.
Wow.
This is what I do. Okay?
Okay.
Where crystal ball at? Oh, let's get out. All right? Now, Duke is a perennial power. We all know that. You know what I mean? Young guys has really got a lot of athleticism. They can they play hard. They got a lot of grit with them. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But they are young. They're freshmen. 4 freshmen. You got to keep that in mind. All right. So I got 3 teams. I might throw in 4. Right.
It was another team that was had 5 freshmen that went to the finals back to back. But I'll let that go.
Different era.
Okay. I'll just
Different era now. Different era now. All right.
Go ahead.
So there's 3 teams I believe that can beat Duke. As of right now, injury-free, nobody suspended, no investigations, nothing like that going on, all right? All right, so we got Virginia.
Okay.
Strong.
Okay.
All right?
Virginia do look pretty, they look strong.
And the only thing about Virginia, I haven't got a chance to really peep them yet, but they're strong.
Right.
All right? Iowa. I saw Iowa. We're going to talk about them. Mm-hmm. Virginia Tech. Mm-hmm. Strong.
Wow.
Haven't seen much of them, but I saw highlights of them.
Jumping out the window.
Michigan looks strong right now.
Michigan put it to the defending champions the other night.
Now, Coach, what do you think about my selection of those 4 teams right now?
Well, I think
before I run into you right now, run up in you. Pause. Go ahead.
As usual, you out of your mind. It's nothing new. That's my thoughts. I can answer that. Come on.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, like I said, like I said again, it was 5 freshmen. Do you remember those guys? I mean, you might not remember. And matter of fact, they play for the team that you touting right now. Do you remember that 5 freshmen? Fab 5 or something? You remember those guys?
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, okay. So what I'm saying to you is that...
Did they win the chip?
They came up a little bit short.
Oh, they came up short. Oh, so they lost again.
They got to the chip.
Oh, okay.
Back to back.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And I don't think they had a player like Zion Williamson.
They didn't?
No, I don't think they had a player like Zion
Wasn't
Williamson.
that guy?
He was not like Zion Williamson. We haven't seen anything like 6'7", 280 with Diddy, with bop, with handles, with ups and all those type of things. You know what I'm saying? Passing ability, impeccable and all those things. And Chris Webber is my guy, by the way.
Right.
However, but no, my thoughts on it is Michigan, yes, they have Charles Matthews. I mean, he 16 points a game.
Right.
This guy Ignis is 16 points a game. They got Livers. They got some guys there that can really get some things done.
Balanced scoring too.
Balanced scoring. That's a good point. I will give you that.
Right.
Definitely balanced scoring. And what can we say about Izzo? I mean, you know, he's one of the best coaches in the business.
Izzo's Michigan State.
Oh, no, Michigan State. I'm sorry.
D-line.
D-line. I'm sorry. Thanks for the correction. But
Yes.
yeah, I mean, Michigan does. I mean, they took it to Villanova the other night, the defending champions.
Wee.
Took it to them.
Dirty names.
They sure did. So, I mean, it's a viable option because you got to find one.
Right.
Duke is so powerful, you got to find a viable option. So I guess the needle in the haystack, I guess you found it.
So you out of my 14, Jordy picking Michigan that could possibly even entertain us
I'm sorry, man. You know, when Duke came out and they took the number 4 country and just like
number 4 team in the country.
4 team in the country and just smacked them. And they don't see no letting up in them. I find it hard to be able. And guess what? When you talk about them being a freshman, guess what? They still have time to grow into gel against under one of the best regimes, one of the best coaches, arguably ever in college basketball. I wouldn't go that far personally. That's what a lot of the pundits would say. But they have a lot of time to gel and even get better before tournament time. Can you imagine what that looks like? And guess what? Zion is one of the most unselfish players.
Yeah, coach. Oh, coach, I am a coach. I saw the game the other day, coach. They just put it to UConn, coach. You know what I mean? They put it to them, beat them 91-72. UConn, who just beat Syracuse handily. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, and then in the first game, they beat number 13 at that time, coach, in the country, Oregon. They didn't beat no Hamburg. They beat no
Oregon's
Burger
pretty
team.
good. That Bo kid's no joke.
No joke.
No
You know
joke
what I
over
mean?
there. No question.
And they got a lot of balanced scoring as well on that team, coach. You know Fran McCaffrey.
We all know Fran.
Went to Siena. He did great things there. Moved
Yes.
on to Iowa. He also got his son over there rocking out with him now.
Yes.
Who's doing pretty well for him. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But their guy to me right now is Tyler Cook. He's a big guy, 6'9". He dropped 26 points and I believe 9 boards. Might have been double figures in boards as well. I got to check on that against UConn, coach. He's a man amongst boys. It was so easy for him last night. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and they're 4-0 right now. I just see that they're a team that can really reckon with Duke right now, coach. The only issue I have with them, their point guard, their point guard, their lead is not strong to me. It's not strong. But that's one of the weaknesses, if I can call it a weakness, for Duke. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you got the Ennis, right? Or the Ennis kid there playing for Duke, the point guard there for them, running the show, the freshman point guard for them. He's an afterthought when we talk about Zion, you talk about Bear, you talk about Reddish. You know what I mean? He's like an afterthought. You know what I mean? So, but that's a struggle for them. I saw them getting pressure a little bit. They didn't look comfortable out there by UConn. You know what I mean?
Right.
They handled the pressure, but it wasn't comfortable to me. You know what I mean?
I understand what you're saying.
So that's where I see they might have where their struggle may come into play.
I think
But as far as coach, big man Tyler Cook, banging with the young fella, he gonna destroy Zion. Are you kidding me?
You're wilding right now.
Huh?
I'm not a Duke guy, but I think you got wishful thinking going on right there. I just can't believe under a coach like Mike Krzyzewski and what those guys bring to the table, it'd be very tall order for one guy or two guys to even be able to combat that force that Duke brings to the table, coach.
Okay,
That's
we'll
all I'm
see.
saying. All right.
All right.
So, coming up next.
Okay, coach, we're gonna talk about some of the local guys that that was on our program. We're gonna maybe name a few guys who are playing that wasn't on our program because we started. This is our 3rd year now. All right. So first up, coach, gonna be Isaiah Moe.
Hold on.
Okay.
Can I do my job?
Oh, sorry, we're gonna do that. Okay, you gotta do the
that's my
second.
job,
Okay,
right?
bring us on in right.
All right, bring it. What's Up With You is the name of this segment. So we detailing basketball players, high school players that went on to play college basketball. And our segment is called What's Up With You?
What's up with ya?
What's going on? What you up to? What you doing?
What you doing, fam?
So coach, start us off.
Okay, coach. We got Isaiah Moe, coach. He's off to a fabulous start right now, coach. He's averaging 18 minutes per game with the Virginia Countermounts right now. As far as points and rebounds, everything, he's averaging 11 points, 2.7 rebounds, and 1 assist a game. Against Kansas, coach, That wasn't one of his better games, but he's out there giving it his all. He dropped 4 points that game, Coach, against Kansas. The game that was fairly close throughout, Coach, and then Kansas got a little lead late. Actually, this midway of the game, like after halftime, they really started taking charge, but then they made another surge to come back. But Vermont is definitely led by Mr. Lamb there, who's a great player for Vermont. But we're talking about Isaiah Mo right now. In another game that he played against Boston College, he dropped 12 points, 4 rebounds, and 1 assist versus Boston U. And the game they just played recently, Coach, yesterday against Louisville. You know what I mean?
Right.
They played strong again, Coach. Ended up losing that game 86-78. So they were right there. Louisville mounted a big lead in the second half, and then Vermont came back. You know what I mean? So Isaiah Mo had 9 points there, 6 rebounds against Louisville. So that was a good game. His highest points this year, Coach, was 17 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist against Lyndon. I guess it's a Division III school somewhere.
I'm thoroughly impressed with Isaiah Mo and his output.
Yeah.
I really am. One of the things that I heard a lot about Isaiah coming from out of high school was that he had a good work ethic.
Yeah.
And that always bodes well. That always bodes well when a kid is coming from high school to college because they really don't know what they're in for until they get there. Their workload is total. That little high school play stuff.
Yes.
When you go into a program like that, oh man, it's like leaps and bounds above a high school program. So you have to be ready. So for him being a freshman and coming in and making a decision to go to Vermont, I think it's boding well for him. Yes. And I'm thoroughly impressed with him because one of my things was, are you going to be able to make that adjustment?
Right.
Because sometimes it's a tough adjustment.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And thus far, he is making a pretty good adjustment for a freshman coming in, logging those minutes, and averaging, what'd you say, double digits right now?
Yes.
I'm really impressed with Isaiah. So shouts out to Isaiah Mo. He was our Umojas 2 TV player of the year last year. You know what I mean?
Yes,
so shouts out to him. You're making us look good.
Yes, sir.
We got up next, Coach.
You got Sloan Seymour, Coach, at Siena right now. He's averaging 11.7 points a game, and he's shooting a 45% from 3.
Wow.
Woo-hoo!
Wow.
The kid is playing fabulous right now. He's averaging 24 points a game.
Wow.
24 minutes a game. He averages 24 minutes a game right now, Coach. He had 15 points against Providence in a 77-67 loss. He dropped 14 versus Norfolk State. I believe that was yesterday, Coach. In a close game, Coach, 61-58. So those minutes is very viable for him, Coach. He's producing with those minutes he has. He was 4 for 9 from the three-point range, Coach. He's definitely knocking down. And he had 6 points versus George Washington in a win there, too, 69-61. So Sloan, Coach, is definitely providing a lot of energy. Yes.
I'm sorry, Coach. And you had a chance to speak to the Siena coach.
Yes, I did. Coach Christian.
Yeah, you had a chance to talk to him about Seymour. What were some of these things, real quickly, what he had to say about the incoming freshman?
Well, he just said, Coach, that he's very into himself. You know what I mean?
Right.
He's a competitor. Likes to stretch the floor. He's long, and he can shoot the rock, and he likes to shoot the rock. So that's
awesome.
What
Well, again with Sloan Seymour, I'll be very honest and candid to you. Watching him at Shaker, I had some concerns about him coming out of college because he neglected to really kind of enforce his will on times in the games at being 6'7", or whatever he is at the time. So I was wondering how he would fare in college.
Yep.
And now with him at Siena, he's providing that outside shooting that we did see at Shaker, where he could definitely stretch the floor. And he's a big boy too, so he's not a
6'9".
Yeah, 6'9". I'm sorry, I said 6'7". 6'9". He's not skinny.
Right.
So he's a big boy, and he's averaging, and he's producing, and he's giving Siena a really good punch. And a new coach got to be loved that, you know what I mean? So I'm impressed with him in the 24 minutes. Another freshman, you know what I mean, that's getting some good playing time, and a local kid that's going to a local college. I mean, you got to love it. You got to love it, Coach.
Okay, Coach. Let's talk about some guys who were not in the program but are from our area, Coach. You got Joe Cremo, Coach. He recently transferred away from UAlbany.
Yep.
Now he's at Villanova. All right. A perennial power who won a championship he's got 2 in the last couple of years now.
Right.
All right. So you got Joe Cremo, who's averaging 6.7 points a game, 2.3 rebounds, and 2 assists a game. He's averaging 20 minutes a game as well.
Right.
All right. So He had 2 points against Michigan in the loss, Coach. That loss was not very good, 73 to 46. But Villanova, Coach Wright, he's gonna write that shit. You know what I mean? That's a tough game to come out the gate with so early in the season. His game high was 10 points with the Villanova, Coach. When he had 10 points, 2 assists, 2 rebounds, and versus Morgan State. So that's what Joe Cremo is up to. So he's fitting right along with Villanova right now, Coach. 20 minutes a game.
Yeah, I mean,
Who was a coach that likes to run a lot of guys? So
right.
It's a lot of minutes for that.
And I think with him, with Joe, I think he saw that with Jay Wright, knowing that he likes to have guys in and out. You know what I mean? The lineup, so he knew he would get some playing time, making that jump to UAlbany to Villanova. I mean, it's a good look for him. My whole thing was to make sure your sneakers touch the floor. If sneakers is touching the floor right now, it gives them the likelihood of them in the tournament play and potentially moving forward, gives him the opportunity to get more looks. UAlbany, you might get in the tournament, you have to win out the American East Division, then you probably be the 15th, 14th, maybe even the 16th seed.
Right.
You're out of here real quick.
Yeah.
He gets an opportunity to go a little bit deeper into the tournament and get a chance for other scouts and different things to get a good eye and get a good look on him. You know what I mean? So we saw that with Lionel Chalmers years ago when he went to the Elite Eight with Xavier, and he was lighting it up and his stock went way up.
Yes, sir.
So Joe just put himself in a nice position to, garner some more interest. So you got to like that. So.
Okay, Coach. And we got another Division I player at North Carolina, Andrew Playtech. He's from Guilderland. Went away to prep school, and that's to end up there. He's averaging two points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist. He dropped 6 points against Elon. I believe it's a Division II school somewhere down there. They beat him, blew him out too, Coach, 116 to 67. So North Carolina did a great job against that team. However, he's only averaging 5 minutes per game there, Coach. So I don't know what to expect. There were publications saying that he should see more time because he averaged 7 minutes last year.
Right.
And they say with his ability to shoot the rock, he averaged 37% from long range last year. You know, so not granted, it wasn't that many attempts, but they thought that he might be able to find his niche this year, maybe provide a little bit more, being a consistent role player. One of the publications said, but that's not seeming to pan out.
For him. What comes to mind is Scott Cherry. That comes to mind for me with him. He's not a super athletic kid.
No.
North Carolina continuously and constantly recruits super athletic kids. Right. So for him to come in and try to find some playing time, if it's not looking up right now, it's probably, I suspect that it could even just be that type of career for him at North Carolina. Now I did hear, because I asked, why did he make that selection? And they said it was his dream school.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? It was just something he wanted to do. He always liked North Carolina as a kid.
Right.
You know what I mean? My concept, sneakers on the floor.
Right.
However, you walk away with a North Carolina education and degree and you feel fulfilled in your destination and whatever, then hats off to you. However, if you thought you were going to play and get some minutes, it's not looking that good for you at this juncture. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't even be surprised. I doubt it. It's highly probably unlikely that he would transfer. Right. However, you're thinking about playing basketball in your college career, it might be something you could entertain. I'm not, I'm just saying.
Right. All right, Coach. We're going to go to Division II. I think you got a player that you want to bring up?
Oh yeah, we're gonna. So what we have is Marcus Friend. Marcus Friend. He was from Green Tech, point guard from Green Tech High School. He's playing Division II ball at Davis and Elkins. He's out of West Virginia. He's averaging 24 minutes a game right now, 7 points, 7 assists. His first game of the year, he received Player of the Week with 10 points, 4 assists, and 5 steals. So you got Marcus out there from formerly of Green Tech, now at Davis and Elkins, and he's doing a viable job out there and adding some punch to that program out there. So that's a good look for him.
All right. Now we got Division II as well. We got St. Rose, Coach. We got Adam Anderson, Coach. Adam Anderson from Saratoga Blue Streaks. He's averaging 19 points. He's shooting 46% from three-point range, and he's shooting 56% from field goal. This is from regular twos. All right. So he dropped 29 points against Georgian Court when a 90 to 64 win against that team, and he dropped 9 points versus Southern Connecticut State in a loss there, 87 to 64. So right now he's the leading scorer on the team. He's averaging 29 minutes a game, so he's doing a good job for them. The next home game, Coach, will be November 28th versus Lemoyne.
Listen, man, let me just say this, man. Y'all gotta recognize, I'm just gonna say this. I say this humbly but cocky. Emoji 2 TV be known what they're talking about. Adam Anderson, our first year,
Yes.
we termed him and coined him pound for pound the best player, you know what I'm saying,
Right,
in the area.
right.
And it's paying, and for him to go to St. Rose,
Yes,
it's paying a lot of dividends. And I spoke to his high school coach, and he was like, yeah, when the offers came around, St. Rose, it wasn't a whole lot. And it was St. Rose on the table, and he was like, yo, you gotta take that. And he took it and ran with it.
Right,
and that kid right there, we loved him right from the start.
Yes,
You know what
yes,
I mean?
yes,
and he's
yes.
paying dividends and having a real solid career over there at St. Rose.
That's right.
And I look even for more. This is a kid who could play overseas easily when he's done.
Yes, sir.
No question
Yes,
about
sir.
it.
Yes,
No
sir.
question about it.
And his teammate coach, who's from Gilman, Matt Sharuti, he's averaging 13.5 points a game, 10 rebounds, and 4 assists. He dropped 14 points, 12 rebounds versus Georgia in court, coach. He's the third leading scorer on the team. So shout out to Matty. All right, Matty's doing a great job out there as well. Coach, before we end the show, Coach, I want to talk about the UAlbany not playing the Siena and the impact that thereof. You know what I
Right,
mean?
yeah, absolutely.
So area fans lose out, and UAlbany not yet. I think not really there yet. Really had the I'm forgetting the word I need to use, but they don't have that prestige yet to demand certain things yet out of that deal.
Right. I don't understand this at all. I mean, the hang up in this whole thing is that UAlbany wants a home game. They want to be played, one of the games to be played at CFQ Arena. My thing is that for UAlbany Siena, this is 2 area local colleges.
Right.
Time Junior Center is theoretically not a home game for Siena when you're playing UAlbany.
That's right.
You know what I
That's
mean?
right.
I don't know all the logistics and so forth and so on. However, from my perspective, I look at it, that's a home game for both teams. I've been at those games.
Right.
I saw UAlbany fans over here and Siena fans over here just as much.
Right,
This is not like you're coming from out of town to play a team.
Right.
So I don't understand what the demographics is. A lot of times you can trace it back to monetary.
Yes,
so I'm quite
yes,
sure if we get into it, you'll probably follow the money and you'll find the problems. You know what I mean?
right.
However, I think that for them to kibosh this game, it's a disservice to the area fans.
Right.
You know what I mean? And UAlbany did start to come on. I mean, UAlbany, the last 8 years, UAlbany won 6 out of the 8. And then and they won 2 in a row, and they won the last 5 out of 6. Earlier on, Siena dominated it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So right now, Siena leads that series 10-7. The first 9 years, Siena won 8 out of 9 times. You know what I mean? So UAlbany has begun to come on a little bit stronger, and I guess now they feel in a more power position. They can demand a little bit more. Right. It's just not a good look for the area fans who look forward to this game. And it started becoming more of a rivalry because before for a game to be a rivalry, each team has to win.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's not a rivalry if you're just constantly getting your behind whooped. And earlier on, it wasn't a rivalry.
Right,
You know what I'm
right,
saying? Siena was just wiping the floor with them.
Yes,
But
right.
in recent history, UAlbany has came on strong. So it has turned into a nice rivalry. This is the wrong time to kibosh that game
That's
right now.
That's right. With a new coach, with Christian here, I mean, I don't know what that issue was all about. I don't know if somebody was a little nervous taking that loss with the first-year coach. I don't know. Let's keep that to myself. But we're going to close out. We had technical difficulties today, so we're going to end a little short today. But Emoji 2 TV,
Signing out.
signing out.
Peace.